Okay, let's call the meeting to order. The Fire District 5 monthly meeting on April 13th at 4 p.m. Any comment from any visitors? Nope. Okay. I'd like to ask for an approval of the minutes from our previous meeting of March 9th. Any corrections?
No.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Do we have Patty on today, Chief?
Yeah, no, she's not here at the meeting, so I'll be conducting her portion.
Okay.
I still need a motion for the minutes.
All right.
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
They're approved. Thank you. So financial report, Chief.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody should be seeing a document on your computer.
Yeah.
So this is the financial report for April 13th, 2022. April warrants total $19,400.28. The total for payroll is $16,532.21, including Chief Carlton's salary of $5,541.67 and Assistant Chief Shields pay of $3,333.34. There was one event for the commissioners and the board secretary. The total payout for volunteers, warrants included, is $12,381. March financial statements have been handed out for your review. Patty's requesting the board's approval of the warrants and payroll for April as presented.
Thank you. Could I have a motion to accept them as presented?
I make a motion that we accept the budget as presented.
Is there a second? Okay, they are. Are there any questions before we finalize? No. Okay. We have accepted the first part of the financial report. Do you have other things for Patty, Chief?
Sure. The budget update, as you can see, compared to 2021, we're 4% behind. We've spent 4% more this year than last year at this time. We've had some early expenditures, and those are things that hopefully we can balance out in the middle to latter part of the year, that the budget will start coming closer to what it was last year. But to give you an example, that's about $24,000 additional that we've spent this year than we hadn't at this time last year. And obviously costs and everything are going up. Our supplier, Ellen and Curtis, has just increased most products by 12% because of the inflation and the opportunity to get products. I think everybody needs to understand that, you know, running an emergency services agency in the best of times is not cheap. But when we have inflation like this, everything is going up and impacting us. So today it just cost me, I believe, $113 to fill up the Tahoe, where to fill up the Tahoe prior to this inflation issue that we're having, I was filling up at $70, $80 for the Tahoe, for the Chief's vehicle. So please understand that the budget is going to be, you know, there's going to be more spent out of the budget for goods and services and equipment, gear, clothing, those types of things, just because of where we're at in the United States with inflation at this point. So the WEX fuel for last month was $1,195.73, just pointing that out because that's over $1,000. If anybody has any questions about the US Bank Corp, the credit card, I can go over those if you would like at some point. Life Assist was $3,529. That's where we get all of our medical supplies, our medications, everything that deals with pretty much medical. Puget Sound Energy was $1,415, and Lighthouse Uniforms was $1,000, and that was for a Class A uniform for my office for me. So budget comparison, again, 81% was left in the budget last year, 77% left this year at this time to equate that. Any questions on that?
Chief,
No.
do you have an estimate of how much the COVID process has cost the department?
Over 50,000 is my estimate on that. That's what we're looking at, hopefully getting returned to us. I've finalized the contract with the Washington State Military Department of Emergency Management, who is dealing with COVID reimbursements for expenditures during the pandemic, and it's still going. We can still submit invoices or paid invoices because everything that I've submitted to them has already been paid by this district over the last 2 years. So I'm expecting that it's going to be in the range of $50-some thousand. And whether or not we get all that back, I don't know. They have a complete process that they go through our medical invoices, and they pick out what is considered a COVID expenditure and I get rid of what is considered not a COVID expenditure. And we'll see where it balances out. But right now they're in final review, and I'll be sending them probably a couple more invoices this week and next week to add to hopefully our reimbursement.
Good. I hope we get some of it.
I hope we get some of it as well. So that'll be good. Any other questions regarding the budget?
Okay. If not, we'll proceed to course. Do we have any correspondence?
I've received a couple cards. Thank you for the services that we're providing and for people that we've directly ran on for medical incidents. But otherwise than that, no correspondence.
I will add that we occasionally have someone drop by goodies for the fire department and for the COVID volunteers. Well, it's very nice when they think to do that. So, okay, moving on. Your report, Chief?
Sure. Sorry. Let me try that one more time. Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So my chief's report for April 2022 for the month of March 2022. We had an intake of new hires. I spoke to Louise from the newspaper, and tomorrow night we're going to be taking a district photo for the members in this agency and also the new hires. And the paper is planning on doing a spread for us in the May APB. And I think that'll be great. I would love to do that, on a yearly basis for the members that serve this agency, all the volunteers. And hopefully we can get on track with that to bring note to those that are here volunteering and running the emergencies and the incidents for request within the community of Point Roberts. So I think it's a great start. And we'll introduce the new hires. We brought 7 on in a recent intake, and we'll introduce them as well in the newspaper, I think, with a separate photo, hopefully. But that's where we're at on intakes. We'll probably take another 5. I'm losing, I think, another 3 or 4 coming up in the next month or 2. So we'll have to replace them on shift. And that gives us basically an average of 6 people on shift to handle the weekend duty rotations. May 15th will be our next vaccination event. I'll be publishing that this Friday. I'll be sending that to all the social media and starting to create a list of people that are interested and what vaccine they're interested in. I'll also be working with the clinic in order to make sure that those vaccines are ordered in time to meet the May 15th event status. Apparatus, it's really nothing to report, but engine 58, engine 5802, and engine 5803 will now be going down on a yearly basis to get oils changed, fluids changed, filters changed, and also the chassis preventive maintenance on it. That's in addition to those engines also going into pump testing to certify the pump in October. So there's going to be additional costs now because of the age of our apparatus, and not the new one, the 2018, but the requirements of the state to have records showing that we're maintaining our rigs beyond just the pumps, but also, the chassis in case something happens and causes a wreck, injuring either the public or firefighters that deals with the frame. So that will be an additional cost from this point forwards on a yearly basis. We have 40 members on the roster, 26 Canadian, 10 Point Roberts, 4 county, 3 paramedics, 11 EMTs, 5 EMTs, 2 ambassadors, and 30 firefighters. Volunteer hours for the month of March 2022, 2,071. Volunteer payroll, if they're all getting paid, 12,333. I worked 160 hours. Chief Shields worked 142.5, total of 302.5 hours for the chief officers in the month of March. We had 37 calls in the month of March. EMS calls, we had 11. We had 2 transports from this agency to St. Joseph's. We had 1 airlift. We had 8 no transports. We had 13 community paramedic house visits. We had 2 public service requests, and we had 11 classifications for fire. We had 2 permitted burns, 3 illegal burns, 1 false alarm. We had 2 power line incidents. We had 1 structure fire last month, and we had 1 water rescue and 1 water problem. That concludes my chief's report for the April for the month of March.
Any questions of the chief?
No,
Yeah.
it's a busy month.
What's a water problem?
Broken pipes,
Oh, okay.
flooding, those types of things.
All right.
Normally dealing with the structure. The water rescue was the rescue that happened down on Bayview Drive, down in Boundary Bay.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
You've been busy.
It's been a busy month. We're on track for probably 400 plus calls this year. This summer, I expect that the summer is going to be very, very busy with outdoor burns because of all the visitors, homeowners that haven't been able to be here for the last 2 years are going to be coming into our community, and the burn permits are going to be wild, I think, this summer. So hopefully, I believe we'll probably go into a burn ban sometime in June, at least a stage 1. July will be probably a stage 2, and then a full burn ban probably end of July, August. That's kind of how it's gone for the last 2 years. We'll see if that is able to materialize this year as well. But I know we're going to have a lot of calls to outdoor burns, and we're doing our best to be able to educate the public on what they're able to burn with the permit that they're requesting and purchasing at the time. So I drove by one on the way here that I'm going to have to go stop by because they're piling construction material on the pile. And we don't allow, in this district, we don't allow any type of construction material to be burned. There's always people that they could donate it to within the community, but we don't know if it's been treated with anything. And it's just, we've made that ruling that it's not allowed to be burned here. So we have a basic standard of the rules and regs by the state, and then we can add to those as a district as well.
Somebody asking a question?
No,
No, okay.
that's great.
Thank you. That's a good report. I neglected to welcome Norm Katz to our commission, and we're very glad to have you here today. And we hope you will enjoy being a part of this commission.
It's been great so far.
Somebody.
That's probably Norm because he's in a clinical setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, moving along. Any unfinished business that we need to discuss? I don't. Linda, do we have anything that you can think of? No, I don't think so either. Okay, we'll go on to new business. Any new business? New ideas? New people? No? Well, we're not going to break a record, but we're getting close to it. If there's no further business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I second that motion. Norm did.
Okay,
And
Well-
Norm seconded.
thank you. We'll adjourn our meeting at 4:16 p.m.